We are right here with you in the Imperial Valley. We are AM 1230 Kxo, El Centro, California.
I'm MJ Acosta-Ruiz with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. The NFL offseason has started for the 18 teams that did not make the postseason, and a number of them have moved on from their head coaches. 6 teams have parted ways with their 2020 coach so far. In the past day and a half, the Chargers, Jaguars, and Jets joined the coaching carousel. Detroit, Atlanta, and Houston made in-season changes. NFL media insider Ian Rappaport says the Chargers want to talk with Giants offensive coordinator and former Cowboys head coach Jason Garrett, as well as Bills offensive coordinator Brian Daboll. The Cleveland Browns will be without defensive end Olivier Vernon for their long-awaited playoff run. He tore his Achilles Sunday. And Bucs wide receiver Mike Evans is day-to-day with a knee injury. An MRI showed no structural damage. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
Our biggest storage event just got stronger. The Store More, Save More event going on now at the Home Depot. Get the exclusive 77-inch Husky welded I-beam steel shelving for just $179. It now holds up to 10,000 pounds. Plus, it's the only steel shelving with a full lifetime warranty. Find more Husky steel shelving online at HomeDepot.com. The Home Depot, how doers get more done. Limited time only. Events and dates vary by store. Claim based on 2,500 pounds per shelf when evenly distributed. See store for details.
Have you wanted to speak a new language, but thought it would be too difficult? Then try Babbel. Babbel starts by teaching you words and phrases that gradually get more complex. Soon, you're practicing short conversations. So in 15 minutes a day, you'll be speaking a new language in a few weeks. Babbel is built around real life. It teaches you practical conversations that you will actually use. Babbel. Language for life. Start the new year with a new language. Get up to 60% off now at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
And coming up, a look at world and California news, local news, sports, financial news, weather. We've got the good stuff heading your way. Good morning, Gene.
Good morning.
Well, let's see. Today is Tuesday. It's the 5th day of 2021, January 5.
That's what I understand.
And we're still looking back. In the rearview mirror, let's look at 2020.
Kxo Radio, a look back at the year that was. A year in your ear.
Social media was under fire in 2020. First, because of the presidential race, as far-right groups like QAnon
manifests its ideology online and into American politics.
Then President Trump took on Facebook, Twitter, and other big tech companies.
President accused social media of trying to silence conservative voices.
He also went after TikTok because of its ties to China.
We may be banning TikTok.
Governments also started antitrust cases against big tech.
We will not allow any company to think that they are too big to fail.
Tech also got involved in the battle against COVID-19. Apple and Google developed
a tool that would let you know if you were ever in contact with somebody who tested positive.
Technology was also a lifesaver in the midst of the pandemic. It's how we work.
There's a little lesson on how to use Zoom.
And went to school.
Thank you for reading with me today.
And socialized.
It felt like a real date, even though we were on FaceTime.
And we can't forget SpaceX, which helped power America's first astronaut launch in nearly a decade.
Liftoff.
Ian Scher, CNET News.
A year in your ear.
From Kxo Radio.
Okay. All sorts of things going on, but not not around here. We had to fire the editor of our events calendar. Yeah, because there's no events, right?
That's exactly right.
Yes.
Can't even practice your wares.
Yeah. Anyway, coming up, the Blues will be arriving in El Centro today.
That's what I understand.
And they will be flying they're brand new to them, FA-18 Super Hornet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been around for a while, but was talked about several years ago. It took that long to get it all squared away.
Well, I think they were being used in the fleet, and they didn't have any to spare.
I could be very well.
Yeah. Okay. Are you ready for some birthdays?
Birthdays.
Okay. We got birthdays, our big shot birthdays. This is hard to believe, but obviously it's true. Actor Robert Duvall is 90.
Robert Duvall.
Yeah. You remember him from Lonesome Dove and from...
Oh, he's done serious and he can do comedy.
Yeah.
He's good.
He's 90 today. Bass player Athol Guy of The Seekers, 81. And actor Diane Keaton, 75. Actor Ted Lang. He was Isaac the bartender on Love Boat. He's 73. Drummer George Funky Brown of Kool and the Gang, 72. Chris Stein of Blondie, 71. Actor Pamela Sue Martin is 68. Actor Clancy Brown, 62. Actor Susie Amos is 59. Actor Ricky Paul Golden is 56. Actor Vinnie Jones, 56. Actor Joe Flanagan, 54. Dancer and talk show host Carrie Ann Inaba. I have never watched Dancing with the Stars, nor do I plan on it. Anyway, she's 53. Actor Shea Wiggum is 52. Actor Derek Cecil, 48. Actor-comedian Jessica Chafin is 47. Actor Bradley Cooper, 46. Actor January Jones, 43. Actor Brooklyn Sudano is 40. And actor Franz Drame is 28. Local birthdays coming up.
The coronavirus is affecting everyone.
Must wear face coverings when out.
What do I do?
What are you going to do?
When this is all over.
When this is all over.
When this is all over.
What are you going to do?
Going to a concert.
School. Having dinner with friends. Take better care of each other.
Support local shops and stores. Offering more help to others.
This should be over soon.
Let's celebrate our KXO birthdays. Happy birthday, Elizabeth Aviles, Nuri Laguna, Sharon Butcher, Paige Carson, Carissa Ramirez, John Rodriguez, Jamie Wilson, Rachel Rivera, Santana Mazon, Martha Enriquez, Joshua Lopez, Sylvia Villegas, Jesse Riddle, James Mulvihill, Gracie Ontiveros, Gustavo Villegas Jr., George Arce, Frank Olagi Jr., Brittany Rosas, and Angie Estela Munoz. Happy birthday from KXO. And many happy returns. Let's see. The weather, hey, not bad. It's January weather, so certainly not going to complain about that. A bit nippy in the mornings and beautiful the rest of the day. So, again, certainly not something that we're going to complain about. And football, NFL football, we've got a triple header Saturday, a triple header on Sunday, Gene. We're going to have football coming out your ears.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
I don't know whether I ever remember two triple headers in a row.
Well, not for the playoffs. And the reason they expanded the NFL playoffs this year, it's been kind of a strange year.
Yes. So. Yeah, and I can imagine why with all the challenges. I mean, it's amazing they got the season off and running. So
yes. And did it without putting players in a bubble. It got kind of interesting at times.
Yeah.
Hey, we got 11 players not available. Okay, practice squad. Yeah. Where's the JV team when you need them?
Yeah, they earned their money.
Yes. Okay. We've got news. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, it's a look at world and California news headlines right now. Brought to you by Lock Air Conditioning. They are your year-round comfort specialists.
CBS News Brief. Voters are weighing in at the polls in Atlanta, where runoff races will determine control of the U.S. Senate.
If people want change, and a lot of people complain, but then they don't do anything about it, and this is the easiest thing you can do about it.
Incumbent Republicans Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue are trying to fend off challenges by Democrats Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff. Campaigning for the GOP lawmakers, President Trump pressured the vice president to throw out electoral votes from states that went for Joe Biden in November.
I hope Mike heads comes through for us, I have to tell you.
Congress meets to certify the results tomorrow. Officials in Oregon are bemoaning slow COVID vaccine rollouts, though some firefighters like Cassandra Tuwalton have gotten shots.
You consider it very critical, and it's not a panacea. We still have a lot of steps ahead of us. We're still going to be wearing personal protective equipment, but this gets us one step closer towards normalcy.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Whatever the weather brings this winter, you can rely on a York Affinity Premium system to keep your home warm and comfortable. You'll get maximum efficiency thanks to advanced technology and helping to significantly reduce your energy bills. Plus, you can stay connected via our Wi-Fi-enabled touchscreen thermostat. Every York unit is designed, engineered, and assembled in the United States and backed by industry-leading warranties. Affordable financing options are available. Call Lock Air Conditioning, your local York dealer, at 760-353-4501. That's 353-4501 to schedule a free evaluation of your system. York, install confidence. Contractor's license 696-216.
California headline news. Governor Gavin Newsom says efforts are underway to speed up COVID vaccine distribution here.
We're already working this last number of days to increase the number of distribution sites and, more importantly, to accelerate the efforts of who can distribute the vaccine.
Newsom expanding that list to include pharmacy technicians, clinicians, and even dentists. The COVID outbreak at Kaiser Permanente Hospital in San Jose may be connected to an employee who appeared in the emergency department wearing an air-powered costume on Christmas Day.
Airflow on droplets can give these droplets superpowers. Make them smaller and lighter and keep them suspended in the air and potentially blow them around.
Dr. Peter Chin Hung, 44 staffers of the hospital tested positive for the virus. One has died. The wife of legendary Dodger broadcaster Vince Scully has died. Sandra Scully suffered from Lou Gehrig's disease for several years. She died at the age of 76. The two have been married for 48 years. Fog, mid-50s in Sacramento, upper 50s in San Jose. Jeff Scott, California News.
World in California News headlines brought to you this morning by Lock Air Conditioning, your year-round comfort specialist. Lock Air Conditioning and custom sheet metal.
It's totally normal to be constipated with belly pain, straining, and bloating again and again.
No way. You could have a chronic condition called irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. Linzess, or linaclotide, is a prescription that treats IBS-C in adults. Linzess works differently than laxatives to help relieve belly pain and let you have more frequent and complete bowel movements. Individual results may vary. Do not give to children less than 6, and it should not be given to children 6 to less than 18. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor today. You may be able to save on Linzess and make fewer trips to the pharmacy. See if you're eligible to pay as little as $30 for 90 days. Visit linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS. Sponsored by AbbVie and Ironwood Pharmaceuticals.
It's page one of the local news. Page one is a service of Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers in Brawley and El Centro. Quick Lane, they service all makes and all models, and you never need an appointment.
Taking a look at the latest in local news for a Tuesday morning, here is the latest COVID-19 update with George Gale.
The first report of the new year was released by the County Public Health Department. According to the Monday morning report, there are currently 182 COVID-19 patients hospitalized. That is an increase of 6 over the previous report. There is currently just one ICU bed available in Imperial County. There are currently 1,633 active cases of COVID-19 in the Imperial County. Local death toll as a result of the virus remains at 420. New cases per day per 100,000 population is now at 63.73. Positivity rate is at 35.38%. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
On New Year's baby, it's a baby girl, Eden Maria Hall was born in the El Centro Regional Medical Center. She came into the world at 12/20 New Year's Day. Eden weighed just 4 pounds and 12 ounces. She and her mother, 19-year-old Irene Rodriguez, were reportedly doing well, and the delivery went without any problems. Eden Marie is the first child for Irene Rodriguez El Centro. The mother and daughter were presented a gift basket with an assortment of baby supplies. KXO News Time coming up to 7:43.
Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers in Brawley and El Centro suggest the works. The works, including tire rotation and pressure check, brake inspection, fluid top-off, battery test, filter check, belts and hoses check, and synthetic blend oil change with up to 6 quarts of Motorcraft oil plus oil filter. You can't beat the works. Quick Lane services all makes and all models, and you never need an appointment. Quick Lane in Brawley and El Centro, ready to serve.
The County Board of Supervisors meet today. George Gale has more on the story.
As expected, they will reorganize. First item on the board's agenda in the public session this morning is a reorganization of the board. They will elect a new chairman of the board and a new vice chairman of the board. Outgoing chairman Luis Blancarte will make remarks concerning his tenure as board chairman. Newly elected board chairman will also make remarks. The board goes into public session at 10 this morning. Also at the meeting, the board will receive a COVID-19 update from the Public Health Department. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
Facilitating New Year's resolutions at the library, in this case, the Camarena Memorial Library in Calexico. If your resolution is to get fit, learn a new language, eat better, improve your grades, read more books, make quality time, start a new hobby, or volunteer, contact Camarena Memorial Library. They have information on the mentioned resolutions and more. You can call the library, go to the library, or find them online. Start the year off right with a little help on your New Year's resolutions. That concludes this edition of Local News. Page 2 coming up.
Page 1 of the local news, a service of Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers in Brawley and El Centro. Quick Lane, they service all makes and all models, and you never need an appointment.
Last year was crazy. My hours were cut.
I was out of work for months. I need a better job.
At the Center for Employment Training, study for a career in construction or healthcare. Go to cetweb.edu. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, and we offer job placement assistance to graduates. All programs can be completed in under a year based on attendance. Go to cetweb.edu or call 760-592-0208 for CET. Work hard. Be strong.
Page 2 of the local news and in-depth weather. It's all brought to you by David H. West Insurance Services. You can see David, you can see Jose, you can get answers to your questions about life insurance, health insurance, or retirement planning.
Imperial Irrigation District directors are to discuss policy. George Gale has more on that story.
The board meets today. They'll go into public session at 1 this afternoon. First item on the action agenda is a possible revision to the board governance manual that pertains to agenda planning. On the information agenda, directors will discuss the validity of a board action on an item at the December 1st, 2020 meeting. Directors will meet in Condon Auditorium on Broadway in El Centro. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
The Navy Flight Demonstration Team, they arrive at Naval Air Facility El Centro in January. They conduct 90 days of training before beginning their tour season. The Blue Angels' home base is Pensacola, Florida, but have trained at NAF El Centro for the past several decades. The team of Navy and Marine pilots have been flying FA-18 Hornets for the past several years. This year, they have upgraded to the Super Hornets. Their first air show will be in April at Naval Air Facility, or Station, I should say, Jacksonville, Florida. Because of COVID-19 pandemic, there again will be no air show at NAF El Centro. They hope to resume that tradition in 2022. Well, you didn't imagine things. The earth was moving under your feet. Here's more on that story.
Several small earthquakes were reported Monday morning. They have been between an island and Calipatria. Most of the quakes have been microquakes, magnitude below 3. There have been at least, 4 minor earthquakes. The U.S. Geological Survey says 2 of them hit at the same time, just seconds apart, magnitude 3.1, and then a magnitude 4 were recorded at 10:04 Monday morning, about 6 miles southwest of Nyland. About a minute later, a 3.5 magnitude quake hit at 5 miles southwest of Nyland. Magnitude 3 earthquake was recorded at 10:16 in the morning, about 6 miles northwest of Calipatria. There have been no reports of damage or injury. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
We'll be back with a look at the weather.
Have you received notice that your Medicare health plan is changing or going away? Are you turning 65 soon, or are you newly eligible to Medicare and have questions about your Medicare options? Then give David or Jose a call at David H. West Insurance to learn about the ABCs of Medicare. Don't delay. Call David H. West Insurance Services now at 760-352-3411. That's 760-352-3411. That's West Insurances.
Carroll, Buckley with the weather update.
The National Weather Service says dry conditions will persist through the week. Weather disturbances passing mainly to the north will bring variable amounts of high cloudiness from time to time. Modest warming today into midweek will result in high temperatures in the 70-degree range, and those temperatures will remain through Friday. Morning lows will warm slightly as well, but still be chilly generally in the low 40s. It will become slightly cooler by the weekend, with highs dropping into the mid to upper 60s. 71 our high yesterday, 41 the low. Sunny today with a high near 74. Light wind becoming north about 5 miles an hour this afternoon. Increasing cloudiness this evening, with a low around 44. West-northwest wind about 5 miles an hour, becoming south after midnight. And tomorrow will be mostly sunny with a high near 73. South-southeast wind about 5 miles an hour, becoming northeast in the afternoon. 44 degrees, 61% relative humidity. The wind is calm. Your border wait 40 minutes downtown, 10 minutes entry, 30 minutes pedestrian. Eastport about a 20-minute wait, no waiting sentry, 20 minutes ready lane, 20 minutes at Andrade. And air quality throughout the valley is, it's good in Brawley, Nyland and Westmoreland, moderate, Calexico and El Centro, and unhealthy at University of Baja in downtown Mexicali. Page 2 of the local news brought to you by David H. West Insurance Services. See David or Jose for health insurance plans and Medicare supplemental coverage. David H. West Insurance Services.
There's a lot going on right now, and broadcasters are on the ground covering all of it, bringing you the weather, the traffic, and breaking news, all while entertaining you 24 hours a day. Someone needs to tell you what's going on around the world and in our hometowns. And that someone is us. We are free radio. We are always there. We are broadcasters. Visit wearebroadcasters.com or text radio to 52886 to learn more. Furnished by NAB and this station.
Well, it's sports time. NBA action. No Monday Night Football. They're done with the regular season. Yeah, but NBA with a full schedule. The Magic topped the Cavaliers 103-83. 76ers beat the Hornets 118-101. They weren't flying Super Hornets. That's why. The Knicks 113, Hawks 108. Heat hammered the Thunder 118-90. Celtics beat the Raptors 126-114. The Raptors now 1-5 on the year. The Mavericks rolled over the Rockets 113-100. The Bucks beat the Pistons 125-115. The Pacers held on and beat the Pelicans in overtime 118-116. And the Warriors whipped the Kings 137-106. And the NBA season continues outside the bubble.
Kokopah Casino is open for business 24 hours a day and committed to your safety. Play in comfort and cleanliness on the Kokopah Casino floor, featuring all your favorite games, properly spaced and meeting social distancing guidelines. Relax and play at the friendliest casino in Yuma, making sure you're comfortable with constant disinfection, safety precautions, and welcoming smiles for your visit. Winning is just around the corner at Kokopah Casino and Resort, South Highway 95 in Somerton.
Well, I didn't think they would because of the money, but the Chargers have fired Anthony Lynn after 4 seasons as coach. Lynn signed a 1-year extension in the offseason. The Chargers went 7-9 this year, losing 7 games by 1 score. And, Lynn, Anthony, you got to win. Okay. Yeah, that's the way it goes. John Elway says, he's not going to be general manager. After a decade of being the Denver Broncos' chief football decision maker, Elway and the team have decided it's time for a fresh set of eyes to make the calls on the Broncos roster. Elway said yesterday that he'll remain in place as team president, but the Broncos will hire a general manager to make all football decisions, working in partnership with Coach Vic Fangio. Meanwhile, New York Giants coach Joe Judge made clear what he thought of how the Philadelphia Eagles handled the fourth quarter of Sunday night's loss to the Washington football team. He was not happy. Judge described his belief that it would be disrespectful to his players and the entire league, which made sacrifices to make this difficult season happen, if they went out and didn't try to compete for 60 minutes in order to try and win a game. Meanwhile, Josh Jacobs of the Las Vegas Raiders was arrested on a DUI charge early Monday morning, hours after the team returned from its season-ending victory in Denver against the Broncos. Meanwhile, we've got NFL action this weekend. Triple header on Saturday, beginning with the Colts and the Bills, followed by the Rams and the Seahawks, and then the Buccaneers and that football team out of Washington, D.C. Sunday, another triple header, the Ravens and the Titans, the Bears and the Saints, the Browns and the Steelers. Full football mode on AM 1230 KXO. That's it for Sports Time. The Imperial Valley Business Recovery Task Force, in partnership with the Imperial County Public Health Department and Cal OSHA, is sponsoring no-cost webinars to educate businesses on new state COVID-19 labor laws. Presentations include labor laws, health, and environmental services issues. Businesses attending will receive complimentary labor law posters, access to designated testing times, masks, sanitizers, and access to contact tracing technology. For dates and times and to register, visit ivbizrecovery.com. That's ivbizrecovery.com. Let's take a look at Wall Street. Financial news brought to you by Southwest Security, a locally owned security company protecting your property, and the only company offering live scan. Well, a group of major oil producers, including Saudi Arabia and Russia, is deadlocked over whether to increase output as the pandemic forces some economies back into lockdown and governments struggling to distribute vaccines. The Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, that's OPEC, and allied producers failed to agree on production levels for February during a meeting yesterday. Another round of discussions will start today, according to the group. Meanwhile, Fiat Chrysler Automobiles and Groupe PSA, the French maker of Peugeot and Citroën cars, expect their merger to be complete by January 16th. The newly combined company will be called Stellantis. Shareholders of both companies overwhelmingly approved the merger yesterday. Fiat Chrysler produces Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, Jeep, Fiat, Alfa Romeo, Maserati, and Lancia auto brands. Meanwhile, PSA makes Peugeot, Citroën, DS, Opel, and Vauxhall cars. Upon completion of the merger, the combined company will become the world's fourth largest automaker. What's happening on Wall Street? Dow Jones Industrials right now even. The S&P 500 up 5 points. The NASDAQ up 38 points. And gold up $2.60 an ounce. Meanwhile, oil up $2.08 a barrel.
Southwest Security, a locally owned security company protecting your property or business 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. And now they announced their edition of Southwest Postal. With post office boxes you can access 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Conveniently located at the corner of Hill and 4th Street in El Centro. Call Southwest Postal at 760-970-4500. That's 970-4500.
We will have sunny skies today with a high near 74, light winds, then turning out of the north about 5 miles an hour this afternoon. Tonight, increasing clouds. Look for a low about 44. West-northwest wind about 5 miles an hour, then turning out of the south after midnight. Tomorrow will be mostly sunny with a high near 73. South-southeast wind about 5 miles an hour, then shifting, becoming northeast in the afternoon. 44 degrees and 65% relative humidity. The wind is calm. Financial news and the weather brought to you by Southwest Security, now offering 24 hours a day post office boxes with Southwest Postal at the corner of Heil and 4th in El Centro. When you have a chance, check out our website, kxoradio.com. You can find us, follow us, like us on Facebook. Oh, and our morning newscast, it's available on YouTube. You can subscribe to the KXO YouTube channel. It's free. Yeah. And, well, you can see my smiling face. Okay.
El Centro, the Imperial Valley's local news source.
CBS News next, presented by the Imperial Valley Food Bank.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Steve Kafen. Georgia voters are having their say today in 2 political races that will decide control of the U.S. Senate.
The ability to help shape our future is outstanding, right? I've got 2 boys helping their future, and our beliefs is great.
After a rush of folks in a long line this morning when the polls opened, voters here are now able to walk right in, cast their vote, and then be on their way. I spoke with Cynthia, who tells me why she was here before the poll workers.
Being first and getting it done, getting it out the way, just to say, hey, I voted, it's a good feeling.
She wanted to be the first in line, but
this young lady beat me here. I was second in line last time, second in line again.
Michelle Wright for CBS News, Atlanta.
With plenty riding on the outcomes, President Trump and President-elect Biden campaigned in Georgia yesterday. Much of their attention shifts now to what happens in Congress tomorrow. CBS's Nancy Cordes says the ceremonial counting of the electoral vote will be marked by a measure of GOP discontent and rallies in the streets of D.C.
One of the leaders of the challenge effort, Missouri's Josh Hawley, says that protesters showed up at his Virginia home and threatened his family. Protest organizers deny that happened. And so clearly there's a lot of drama surrounding a process that's normally a formality.
EMTs in the Los Angeles area are being told not to bring COVID patients who might not survive to the hospital. Space is that limited. CBS's David Begnaud.
L.A. County is arguably the epicenter of the country when it comes to COVID, and Martin Luther King Jr. Community Hospital, where we are in South L.A., is the epicenter in the epicenter. They have 134 licensed beds. You know how many COVID patients they have? 164.
Well, correspondent Jim Crisula tells us some fast action was needed to preserve some COVID vaccine in one place.
The staff at Adventist Health Ukiah Valley Medical Center in Northern California had to quickly administer all of their COVID-19 vaccines after the freezer storing the vials broke. The Moderna vaccine was only 2 hours away from going bad. 4 vaccination sites were set up, with some people receiving shots who might have otherwise waited weeks or months.
Prosecutors in Wisconsin say a pharmacist accused of leaving vaccine out to go bad thought it would alter DNA. CBS's Elaine Cobb has news of a milestone overseas.
More than 54% of new car sales in Norway were electric. That's according to an industry group there. That makes Norway the first country in the world to have majority electric car sales, and it's already predicting a much bigger rise this year.
Checking Wall Street right now, the Dow is down 23 points. NASDAQ is up 47. This is CBS News.
CBS News Radio is your home for breaking news. With our team of reporters around the country and the world, we give you the coverage you can trust.
Whether you're a pro on the job site or managing properties, clean and safe is your #1 priority. And Lowe's has the pro-grade cleaning supplies you need. We go beyond the basics, bringing you commercial cleaning from top brands like Clorox, Zep, and Rubbermaid, and in larger sizes, so you can take on any cleaning job, knowing you have the quantity you need. Shop Lowe'sForPros.com and have your items delivered, or pick up in store. Lowe's, the new home for pros. U.S. only.
To celebrate State Farm's surprisingly great rates, we gave this song surprisingly great lyrics.
State Farm, prices made just for you. That's what it said now. Prices that surprise you. Just go ahead now, keep that money in your pockets. That's on bread now, save up. Maybe one day buy a rocket. Just get it cool now.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
A lawmaker's making a case for a film that he says has an important place in history.
It is Selena.
Congressman Joaquin Castro is recommending the movie Selena, starring Jennifer Lopez as the late musician, be added to the National Film Registry. Selena Quintanilla was 23 years old when she was shot to death by the president of her fan club in 1995. Castro says the biopic, released 2 years later, touches on important themes of cultural identity and assimilation faced by Mexican Americans. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Well, a small dog was found alive in the rubble of a deadly landslide that carried away homes in a Norwegian village. It's raised hopes for rescuers who are still searching for 3 missing people. 7 others have been found dead. The dog was found in good condition in an area where the rescuers have been looking. Steve Caven, CBS News.
This is an advertisement. Paid non-attorney spokesperson Ricky LeBlanc, admitted in Massachusetts only. Sokolov Law, LLC, Chestnut Hill, Mass. Paul J. Morgan, Winter Park, Florida. Greg Hoppy, New Jersey. Michael Bro Gonzalez, admitted Louisiana. While this firm maintains joint responsibility, most cases of this type are referred to other attorneys for principal responsibility. Mesothelioma. If you know what mesothelioma is, you or someone you love has likely been affected by this devastating cancer. You may be entitled to compensation. Call Sokolov Law today. 1-800-578-2400. The only known cause of mesothelioma is asbestos exposure. Thousands of U.S. veterans and trade workers are at risk for the disease. Nearly $30 billion in court-ordered trust has been set aside to pay money to asbestos victims. If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with mesothelioma, call now. You may be able to receive compensation without ever going to court or filing a lawsuit. Call for a free at 1-800-578-2400. That's 1-800-578-2400. 1-800-578-2400.
Not just at Christmas, not just when it's convenient, not just when you remember. All year long, Imperial Valley Food Bank is feeding the hungry, because hunger is a year. Help the Imperial Valley Food Bank be the solution. Visit foodbank.org. Be part of the solution.
CBS News presented by the Imperial Valley Food Bank, fighting hunger in Imperial County since 1991. Become a hunger warrior. Hunger, big issue in the valley. You can help. Contact the Imperial Valley Food Bank.
And now, more of the best oldies on the radio.
I have no words for it. I'm kind of shocked right now, actually.
With Carroll Buckley.
Not that I like it, but I do.
AM 1230 KXO.